Hey everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Pop Song Classroom 21 Pilots origin story. We have a lot to talk about, and I am so freaking excited. First of all, I should apologize that we are starting 7 minutes late. The only reason that we are is just because there was some weird problem with the YouTube app, and I had to restart it, but now it is working. We've made it here, so we're good to go. And I see that there are just a freaking ton of you guys. I am so freaking glad that you're all here. This is going to be awesome. I even saw somebody on the last stream that we were trying to make work but didn't work say that the whole family was streaming it live on their Apple TV. So that's really cool. I am super glad that families are in on this and that everybody else is. And we have a ton to go over today. This is the schedule. You can sort of see it there. A couple of things just to talk about how this is all going to work. This is the Pop Song Classroom, so there are and I'm going to fix just a little setting right here. There we go. So there's the way this is going to work essentially is that you guys please comment all the time. I want to go back and look at these comments and look what you guys have to say, and we're going to bring that into the conversation. I teach university classes as a full-time job, and I do a lot of literature and things like that. A lot of people find it boring. So tonight we are talking about a band that all of you guys love, 21 Pilots. We're going to go through some of the major themes that kind of make the band who they are, and just a lot of other really cool stuff. Particularly, we're talking about the themes of the band, particularly when they began with No Fun Intended, which I realize is actually Tyler Joseph, but we're going to get into that. I'll explain more. We're going to talk about the history of the band, and we're going to talk about Drown and Blasphemy from No Fun Intended, just so we can sort of see where Tyler Joseph's songwriting got its start. But like I said, I need y'all's help with this, so please comment your ideas as we go along, and every 10 minutes or so I'm going to try to take a comment break and look at some of the comments. Obviously, there's already a ton of comments coming through and we just started, so as with all of my live streams, if somebody submits a super chat, those will definitely be addressed and answered as far as questions go or anything. If you guys aren't familiar with super chats, they're just a way for you to partner with me. You can contribute $1 or something with your comment, and then that'll get posted above everybody else's. So that'll get answered, but I'm still going to go through everybody's comments, so we are going to have an awesome, awesome time. Let me think, is there anything else? Oh, yeah, this is the first in a series of 21 Pilots classes we're going to be talking about, and I wanted to show you guys how to sign up if you haven't already. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you've this about 1,000 times. But if you go to popsongprofessor.com and you go to the little hamburger menu here, and then you go to Pop Song Classroom, then you register for classes. It should be right there. There it is, yeah. Register for classes. It costs $2. And you will get the link to come and join us for the other 4 classes that are in this series. We're going to go over each of the albums, so we're going to talk Self-Titled, Regional at Best, Vessel, Blurry Face. And it's only $2 because I wanted to keep it affordable for you guys so that we could have as many people as possible join this. So that's going to happen. I think that's just about all of the stuff. Just as a quick reminder, don't forget to comment as we're going through this stuff. Any links that you need should be in the description, whether it's to sign up for the class, check out the Patreon, Twitter, Instagram. Instagram's the place that I tend to hang out the most, so if you want to connect there, have a conversation, just share life. It's my opportunity to share my life with you, so that's a cool place to go. And I think that that's just about it. As far as, I see one question here that is really important. School asks, will this be on YouTube later? And it will be. This particular stream will be free and open to everybody. The other streams will not, but this one will be. So, let's see. Stephen asks, will the password stay the same for the entirety of the class? The answer is yes to that. And we'll go through some more comments as we go along. But let's go ahead and begin. I actually created a special treat for you guys. And this might be a little bit tricky because I didn't warn you about it, but we're going to do a 21 Pilots quiz to see who knows the most about 21 Pilots. So if you have a smartphone device, I need you to pull that out. Or if you have a tablet or another computer that you can use, or just another tab on your computer will work too, though that'll be kind of difficult. It'll be really good to have another device. But I'm going to switch this around and show what we're doing here. All right, so we are going to do a 21 Pilots quiz to see which out of the 42 of you currently knows the most about 21 Pilots. Let me make sure all my game options are enabled. Yes, we're good to go. So I'm going to give you guys just a minute to pull out those devices. The way you're going to join is go to kahoot.it. This is something I do with all of my students. Once you get there, you're going to enter the game pin, and pretty soon we're going to start seeing some of your names appear here. I'm going to give just about a minute for you guys to start coming in and joining. I know that there's a little bit of a lag, so I've tried to work that in here, but I want to see which one of you guys knows the most about 21 Pilots, and since pop quizzes are not fun, and we definitely don't want any tests or any essays, I figured this was the best way to test your knowledge about the information we'll be talking about today. Alright, there are a ton of you guys showing up. That is so cool. Alright, and if you don't have something else you can log in with, you can always play along at home and just keep track of your answers and post how many you got correct in the comments on the right-hand side. That works too. Alright, we got tons of people showing up. We're going to give it just about 60 seconds more and see what happens. I love this, guys. I love that you guys are joining us, and we're going to see which one of you wins. There is no prize other than eternal glory. You know what? There's a prize. If you win and you haven't already signed up for the full live stream, message me afterwards and I will give you free access to the live stream coming up. So there is a little bit of a prize there. I hope that you guys enjoy that. Alright, we've got 28 people so far. 46 people are watching. I know maybe not everybody will join, but I figure at least some of you will. So I'm going to give it just 30 seconds more because you're still coming. Man, there are so many of you guys. I've never had so many people in one of these before. I guess that's because my regular university classes are only 23 students large. But let's go ahead and begin now. And here's the cool thing, is you can join at any time. So if you get disconnected, which heaven forbid that happens, but if you get disconnected, you can always rejoin throughout. It'll kind of mess up your score, and unfortunately we can't go back to start it again because there's so much to talk about today. But let's go ahead and get started here. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to see a question on the screen, and then we're going to have like some images on your other device, like a square or something like that, that correspond to the multiple choice answers. You hit that, it gives you points. The quicker you answer it, the more points you get. If anybody's just joining us, we're having a quick quiz at kahoot.it with that game pin at the top to see who knows the most about 21 Pilots. Winner, if they haven't already signed up for the full course, will get entry to that course for free. Like I said, you can go ahead and join at any time, so there is no need to worry about that. Let's go ahead and start. Alright, so we've got our first question coming up. Now this one's just a practice question. Who is the lead singer of 21 Pilots? As soon as that bar loads, you'll be able to answer. And there's a 30-second delay on this, so we should have time for everybody to be able to input that in. Remember, the faster you answer, the more points you get. And at a certain point, we'll just probably have to call it, just so we don't have to wait 30 seconds for each question. But if anybody's just joining us, you can join the Kahoot down there at the bottom of the screen at kahoot.it. All right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. And the answer is Tyler Joseph. Like I said, this is a practice question, so you don't get points for this one, but it is just to figure out how this whole program works. I see we have 41 people joined, so that is going to be awesome. All right, next question. Who is the drummer for 21 Pilots? Again, an easy one, but this one is for points. All right, who is going to win here? Remember, the faster you answer, the more points you get. And we have just reached 50 people on the stream. Welcome, 50th person. If you're just joining us, you can go to that link in the bottom left corner, kahoot.it, enter the game pin, and then you can get in on this 21 Pilots quiz. It's super fun. All right, 8 seconds left. See who wins. Of course, I think that this is an easy question, and a lot of you are probably like, I am in the skeleton clique. I know the answer is Josh Dunn, and you would be correct. 41. All right. Next question. Let's see who the winner is so far. Holding on to Jay. All right. Then Lily and Kaylee, Christine, and Maria. All right. Congratulations to our people who are in the top 5 so far. Let us see who is at the top at the end of this question. Finish the lyric. A kitchen sink to you. What is the rest of that line? Is it is not a kitchen sink to me? Is it is meaningless to me? Is it is something that I need? Or is it is a very boring thing? You can probably guess which one of those it's not, but can you guess which one it is? All right, if you're just joining us, the answer is not a kitchen sink to me. Congratulations on that. Excellent job, everybody. Holding on to J is still at the top. It looks like we haven't changed a lot in the top rankings so far, but there are 3 more questions, so there's plenty of time for somebody else to jump up there. Name the song with this lyric. There's an infestation in my mind's imagination. What is the answer here? Is it Migraine, Heavy Dirty Soul, Holding On to Your Car Radio? If you're just joining us, check out that kahoot.it link in the bottom left, enter that game pin, and you can answer some more of these questions. You guys are fast. Remember, the faster you answer, the more points you get, if you're correct, of course. All right, 10 seconds left. Yeah, I actually do this a lot with my students at the university when we teach quizzes, and it's always fun, though I don't usually give them prizes, just eternal glory, which they don't seem to like that much. Heavy Dirty Soul is the answer. Congratulations. All right, we got a lot of Click members here. This is awesome. You guys know your stuff. That was probably 2 of the harder questions right there. I think these next 2 will be a little bit easier maybe. All right, Lily Ritz, you are at the top. Let's see what happens. Which song is most likely about suicide? This one is going to be a little bit more difficult, I think, and it involves a little bit more of going in deep with the lyrics on your own and kind of getting to know them and understanding who 21 Pilots is. If you've been watching any of my videos for a while, Johnny Boy video actually just came out, and I've talked about Guns for Hands on my podcast. So, and I guess Goner and The Judge, I've talked about those 2. So all 4 of these I've talked about, and let's see what the answer is in 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Yes, there's actually 2 answers to this. I like to throw in a couple of those. I'd say Guns for Hands is probably the most likely about suicide, but I think Johnny Boy has some hints of it and suggests it at times. Goner is a close answer, but not quite. It's about something a little bit different. All right, Jay Flint up at the top. All right, it is exciting to see somebody going up there. All right, now what album did Tyler Joseph create all of in his senior year of high school? And this is going to be probably one that only the truest of the true fans know. We got 4 answers there. Vessel, No Fun Intended, Regional at Best, and Self-Titled. Which one will it be? This is so exciting, guys. I love doing this with you. I'm having so much fun right now. All right, we got 12 seconds left, 10 seconds left. 46 answers. Who is going to win the free access to this course? Who is the greatest 21 Pilots trivia fan of all time? The answer is No Fun Intended, and a lot of you guys got that right. That is so awesome. All right, the winner of all time, Jay Flint. Hey, Jay Flint, if you haven't already signed up, go ahead and send me a quick message on YouTube, and we'll set you up with that code so you can join the class. All right, congratulations also to Plausible Done and Small Bean and everybody else who just did so awesome in this quiz. These are our top 5, so congratulations to Sitlali V and Christina S. You guys all just did a super fantastic job, and I think you can rate it if you want. That's kind of fun. I'll take 4.8. That's pretty cool. But we're going to actually move on to other stuff today. And I want to take just a quick comment break to see what you guys have been saying. And then we are going to jump into the history of the band. Speaking of the history of the band, if you have anything that you think needs to be shared about who the band is, then by all means, please share that. Like I said, the cool thing about this is that you are joining in on this discussion. It's not just me talking to you. I feel like that's the problem with so many English classes, is we have classes about things that one person in the whole room knows something about. Everybody else is clueless until they've read it and talked about it, right? But this is probably the most unique lit class in the world. I mean, we're live streaming, we're talking about a band, all of this stuff. We just played a Kahoot quiz. So it's really, really cool. But the other cool part is that you guys know so much about this already. So I'm super happy to just be here with people who are as excited about this as I am. All right, let me jump through some comments here. Let's see. Somebody's, I have a dumb idea, suggests Trapdoor. That would be a good one. I'm going to stick to comments that have more about what we're talking about right now. So maybe some questions about the quiz or something like that. I love that you guys are having so much fun with this. I'm so done comments. I'm winning right now. Potato Bro, challenge accepted. Excellent stuff. Let's see. What is the pin? Okay, yeah, so if any of you guys weren't sure what was going on just then, we had a Kahoot quiz where everybody was testing their knowledge in 21 Pilots, and we'll probably be doing those more in the rest of this class, so be ready for those. Steven Schlink asks, is it $2 per class? No, it's $2 for all of the other 4 classes. I better win or else I will die. Plausible done. I don't think you won, but you got really, really close. So don't die. Don't die on me, please. All right. Oh, man. Special K9486 Hoogerty says, I couldn't see the text and accidentally pushed blue, which was Josh. I'm sorry about that. Well, that does happen. Sometimes you're trying to click it so fast that you just click the wrong one. All right. I'm trying to see if there's any other comments. Most of you guys are just getting like super wrapped up in that quiz. That is awesome. And some of you guys are like, this is too easy, and I am super proud of you. All right. Let's see. Cool. All right. Let's jump into things here then. We have got the history of the band to talk about first, and I've got a lot of notes on here, but suffice it to say, 21 Pilots started essentially in 2009. Now, Tyler Joseph started writing songs in 2008 through 2009 when he was in high school. Well, he really started writing songs before that, but he started publishing or producing No Fun Intended, which is, I think, approximately 16 songs, and he wrote them during his high school year. Now, 2009 through 2011... or I'm sorry, maybe that was 07 through 08. Let me just double check here. Yeah, it was 07 through 08. But then in 2009, he had a band with 2 other guys, Nick Thomas and Chris Sale. Not sure how to pronounce it. But one was the drummer and one was the bass player. But he still wrote a lot of the music. So they were 21 Pilots for 2 years until 2011. Now, in 2009, they released just self-titled the original 21 Pilots album. And then in 2011, they released Regional at Best. Shortly after that, they got signed to Fueled by Ramen in 2012, at which they took a lot of the songs from... they took one song from No Fun Intended, Trees, and they took a couple of songs from... well, a lot of songs actually from Regional at Best, and they remastered some of them and spruced some of them up, changed the lyrics here and there, and out came Vessel. So that was like a really, really good album, and Fueled by Ramen, who also is the record label for bands like Paramore, or I think Neon Trees and Panic at the Disco, helped them to really like find this good sound. And you can tell where some of the songs on Vessel sound just a lot better than their versions on Regional at Best. But some people prefer Regional at Best, and there's honestly some songs on Regional at Best that I like a little bit better. If you want to hear more 21 Pilots and you feel like you've run out of songs, checking out No Fun Intended, Self-Titled, and Regional at Best are 3 really good ways to do that. A lot of those aren't easily available on the internet, but they're not. 21 Pilots isn't trying to hide them. So there's different fan sites that have links to them, or YouTube videos that have like those songs in them. Alright, so then eventually they started getting more and more famous with Vessel, which is the one that has Holding On To You and Car Radio and Guns for Hands, a lot of the songs that I was introduced to 21 Pilots with. But they released Blurry Face in 2015, and the cool thing is that over the course of these 5 albums, there's a lot of similar themes, and we're going to be talking about a few of those. I wanted to talk, well, I should point out that Nick and Chris, they were only with the band until 2011. Then they had to quit because of time commitments. So when Chris, the drummer, quit, he was friends with Josh Dunn, who came in from House of Heroes, another band that's made up of Christians but doesn't necessarily call themselves a Christian band. So he was their drummer, and he came in and replaced Chris and joined Tyler. There is a cool story to that, and I want to tell a little bit more about Tyler and Josh's story. A lot of you guys know this and can probably like join in and tell more about this. So if you think of any cool stories or something, comment those below. I'm going to skim through those comments and see what you guys got. But for now, I'll tell you the story about how they met. Essentially, Tyler Joseph was raised in a Christian... both of them were raised in Christian families, but Tyler Joseph was homeschooled. He really liked sports, and he got a piano or a keyboard for Christmas one year. Didn't care about it, wanted to play sports, so he put it in the closet. And then a few years later, he found it, and he started trying to figure it out and play all the stuff. So he was learning how to do it just kind of on his own. So he started writing songs immediately. Didn't get any classical training. I don't think he could really read sheet music that well. And he just started writing songs. He also did a lot of poetry, and so he started putting that poetry into his music. I thought it was really interesting that he would compose the music first and then find lyrics that fit it, and he would kind of develop first the music and then the lyrics. So but he would use like the music to inspire him to write certain kinds of lyrics. Let's see. He was homeschooled. Both of his parents were teachers. He helped with music for his church. He was possibly an intern, according to one video where he claims to be an intern for his church, but it was a fictional mockumentary. It's like the Longboarders Tango Rodeo or something like that. It's kind of funny. It's cool that his church put out. I should say that he has 3 siblings, 2 brothers and a sister. He's from Columbus, Ohio, as is Josh, I believe. Tyler was later married in 2015. He has tattoos that he won't tell anybody what they mean, but he says that they do symbolize something that saved his life, which is pretty cool. In fact, he won't tell people what they mean over the internet. He'll only tell you in person if you see him at a concert, so that's pretty neat. Now, he's a Christian, and Josh Dunn was a Christian too, but Josh Dunn grew up with slightly stricter parents who didn't approve a lot of the rock and roll music that Josh wanted to listen to. Now, Josh was a born rebel, and so much so that at age 14, he kind of rebelled with his parents a little bit, and they almost sent him off to military school because he was just so rebellious. Now, with like the mohawk and everything else that you see with Josh, it's not hard to believe, right? The thought just came to me. If Tyler Joseph or Josh Dunn were watching this right now, I can imagine that they're laughing because I don't know. I feel like this is a very simple version of their lives. But if you guys are watching, please comment below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about your own lives. But anyway, so Josh Dunn would kind of sneak records and songs or things from he would purchase them and he would sneak them and hide them under his bed, and if his parents found them there would be a big fight and they'd have to figure that out, but they would often try to give him Christian alternatives to the music he listened to. That's a huge theme with 21 Pilots. Are they a Christian band? Well, they are both Christians, right? But they're not in the Christian genre. It's a little bit more complicated, something that we might talk about over the next few weeks, right? But yeah, so Tyler went to college. And he decided it wasn't working out for him. And while there, he took a lit class where he learned about the play All My Sons by Arthur Miller. And in this play, the main character-ish, he has to make a difficult decision, and he goes and does the wrong thing, which results in the death of 21 Pilots. So Tyler named the band 21 Pilots just to kind of remind us about the difficulty of the choice between doing what's right and what's easy. And he wanted the band to always be centered around this theme of choosing what's right over what's easy. And that's something that we see a lot, and it is really good. Now, we also, so as far as like them meeting, Josh did not go to college like Tyler did. Tyler did drop out to do music full time. But Josh went to college. Josh didn't go to college. He started working full time or part time even, I think, at minimum wage at Guitar Center, where he would kind of take care of the drum section. That's where he met Chris, the drummer for 21 Pilots. And he went and saw a show and was introduced that way. But I thought this was a really cool story. He asked his dad once, like, are you proud of me? Or what do you think of your son working a minimum wage job here? And his dad looked at him and said, and apparently this was after the rebellious phase, he said, son, you're doing what's right, and that's all that matters, so I'm proud of you. And that stuck with Josh for a long time. It's in this really cool Rolling Stone interview of the band. It's really, really good stuff. Just Google Rolling Stone 21 Pilots, you'll find it. It's awesome. But so anyway, eventually, Josh is working with House of Heroes to drum for them while they're on tour. And he only does that for a little while. But he eventually goes to a 21 Pilots concert, really enjoys what he hears, meets Tyler. They become best friends. They stay up till 7 a.m. talking about their dreams, and they agree on everything, and it's crazy. And eventually, after Chris leaves, Tyler says, hey Josh, do you want to come and do a concert with me? You be the drums, and we'll just see how it goes. Josh was like, oh yeah, I can make it, but I have to work that night, so the only way I can do it is if I quit my job. And Tyler was like, don't do that. And Josh was like, no big deal, I'll just quit my job. So he quits his job to go and play this one concert. And at the concert, the police shut them down after one song. Maybe the crowd was getting too crazy or something. But Josh quits his job to come and do one concert. And I thought that was the craziest thing. Tyler really liked Josh even still and that dedication, and so he brought him into the band. And that's how 21 Pilots came to be approximately in 2011. So I think Josh is the coolest guy, especially after hearing that story. But that's really good stuff. Yeah. So that's essentially how the band came to be. And I want to go back and look through some of your guys' comments to see what you think about this and some of this other stuff. And then we're going to move on to talking about the themes as far as No Fun Intended goes. And I'll tell you why in just a second. But let's see some comments. Let's see. Ooh, have you heard Chord's Words, their last song? It is supposedly MPI, but no one I know has heard it. Christina. I don't think I have heard it, no. Jordan Pripp says they're all on SoundCloud, so apparently a lot of these old 21 Pilot songs are on SoundCloud, and if you just search them, or you find like a Reddit column, or a Twitter account, or a, what's it called? I don't remember why I'm... It's the one social media that has a lot of 21 Pilots fans on it. This is so weird. Okay, I'm sure you guys will comment to remind me which social media program I'm weirdly forgetting right now. Alright, anyway, so SoundCloud is a good place to go and find a lot of those. Let's see. Sorry guys, I have to go, I'm at 1%. Logan, oh no. Alright, so Annie Maggio says self-titled is free on Amazon Prime. Oh, that's pretty cool. I did not know that. Samuel, I love your channel, but please answer me what Two Heads by Coleman mean. Wrong video, bro, but maybe in a different one. Zachman Pro, I was introduced by Car Radio, aka my favorite song of all time. I agree with you there, Zachman. Let's see. Prove Me Wrong is dope. That's a song from No Fun Intended, a lot of you guys are talking about here. Kelly asks, how did Josh and Tyler really meet? We've all heard the stories, lol. And it's funny because every time somebody asks them how they met, they always make up something. So a famous one is probably when they talk about how they were buying and selling Matchbox cars over eBay and then met at a Dairy Queen, and they didn't care about the cars and they wanted to start a band together. So they'll mess with people, but the one I just told you is the actual one. A lot of you guys are excited about Prove Me Wrong. I did not know Prove Me Wrong was such a popular one. Small Bean says, I'm wearing a TOP beanie. That is awesome. They were working at a Rice Krispie factory. Yeah, those stories they tell are great. Somebody else at Ziri says in jail. That's wonderful. Let's see, dude, but can we talk about Blasphemy? Natalie's Makeup asks that, and Natalie, we are definitely talking about Blasphemy and Drown in just the next few minutes. Alright, let's see. Evolution says, I got third. Is there a prize? There's not a prize for third, unfortunately. Potato Bro, so I don't know if you know this, but before Blurryface, there was a Twitter named Blurryface. He harassed Tyler till the tweet by Blurry said, we're blue at your next concert, and Tyler wore blue. Yeah, well, that is pretty cool. I did not know that. I knew that there was the Twitter account, but I didn't know he wore blue like that. Alright, they met in prison. No, they didn't meet in prison, but it was cool. Story that they told. Alright, you guys keep mentioning Splashy. Am I missing something with Splashy? It's not a song from No Fun Intended. Alright guys, comment. Tell me what Splashy is. Alright. Kind of zipping through some of these comments. Them being a Christians in a band or a Christian band, which is it? They are Christians in a band. They are not a Christian band. They're not in that genre on iTunes or anywhere else. Alright, please explain Taco Bell Saga. We are going to mention Taco Bell Saga tonight, TOP fan. So is everyone 100% sure his car radio actually got stolen? Yeah, pretty sure. He tells the story about how it got stolen in a commentary on Spotify. Alright. Wait, do you know the Car and No Fun Intended album cover? Is that the one that got the car radio stolen out of it? That would be cool. Alright. Splashy comes from a video that Tyler made with a friend in a car. Will you cover Save from No Fun Today? No, we won't. You can search up Slushy, guys. Alright, cool. I'll definitely have to check that out. Thank you so much. Alright, people. Go ahead and stretch or whatever you need to do, because it's time to jump into No Fun Intended. Now, No Fun Intended has 12 songs on it. One of them, Trees, was repurposed later for Vessel. And like I said earlier, No Fun Intended was written, or produced anyway, in Tyler's high school year, just his senior year in high school, before he met Josh. And he wrote all of the songs himself. I don't know how he produced them, but there were 12 of them. And he interestingly starts with a lot of rap. Now, a lot of people think that there's Eminem influence in Tyler's early work and in a lot of his work because, I mean, obviously Eminem is a white guy who raps, and they have similar styles in a lot of ways. But here's the thing, Tyler actually hadn't really listened to Eminem ever, and I don't think he really liked him that much. I was reading in an interview where he was talking about that, and they asked him, are you trying to be like Eminem? And he said, no, basically how I write songs is I'll write the music, and then I'll write a giant poem, and I'll try to cram it into a little tiny song. And so I just talk fast. Afterwards, he realized he was rapping, and boom, there's 21 Pilots' rap style, which is really cool. Now, a lot of people ask about the genre of 21 Pilots. Schizoid pop is probably the best description of it, just because it takes a bunch of different things. And Tyler knows that it's very unique, that they're pulling a lot of different influences. But the influences or the musical styles in No Fun Intended are a little bit different. Particularly, I noticed... Where do I have here? I mean, it sounded like Eminem, but it's not an influence, it's just they happen to sound similar. I think I noticed a lot of praise music influence in it. Now, Tyler, raised in the church, raised as a Christian, would have experienced a lot of, praise music, very Christian genre-y stuff. And I think you hear that in the soft, gentle musical style of the non-rap parts, the heavy piano influence, and some of just the softness and the flowing that you see in No Fun Intended. There's heavy piano. The way he sings is very emotional. There's a lot of emotion in his voice. It's very, very powerful. And then very often I've noticed that he'll do this musical drop-off where he'll be singing, and then with just like the most important word of the line, he'll drop the instrument, and then just those words are all you'll hear. It's very powerful, and it really emphasizes that last little bit. I don't want to give too much criticism to No Fun Intended because I think it's beautiful and it helps people and a lot of people love it. The one thing that I will say is I can see where it was kind of a beginning for him. So I think his lyrics on Vessel and Blurry Face and even on Regional at Best are better. I think they're stronger. Some of the time with No Fun Intended, it feels a little bit like he's trying too hard or he's giving away all the answers. I think we love that 21 Pilots can be interpreted in a lot of different ways, even if there is only one explanation. Excuse me. But with his earlier songs, it seemed like he was afraid to let people interpret it differently, and so he... would sometimes be a little bit too obvious about what he was saying, and his metaphors would be a little bit too heavy-handed. That being said, and aside from the fact that it wasn't professionally produced, I can't believe that a freaking high school senior wrote all of those songs. It's amazing. It's honest, it's emotional, it's true. He's not trying to manipulate people, he's just sharing openly, and it is wonderful. I am so glad he did it, and that's cool for us, because, I mean, if he can do it, maybe we can't do it. Maybe we don't have that artistic ability he does, but maybe we can find it. Or maybe we do have it, and I think that is worth it to try. So I think you guys can take some sort of example from him and try to write your own music, or at least write your own poems. Poetry is such a great way to like work through some of your feelings, and he talks about that in Kitchen Sink and in other songs. It's really, really great that he encourages that. But let's talk a little bit more, No Fun Intended. We, of course, got to mention TB Saga, probably the third most requested No Fun Intended song on the channel. Blasphemy and Drown are more requested, but TB Saga, I feel like everybody requests as a joke, and it's obviously very, very hilarious. I'm going to go ahead and read some of the lyrics for you guys here. Let me pull them up real quick. He sings fast food, greasy, taco I love, and in fact, let me let you read along with me. Boom. All right. Fast food, greasy, taco I love, Nacho Bell Grande, cheesy gordita, I like your nachos like diarrhea, man I really like Taco Bell. I know I can't watch you make my food, drop it on the floor, I think it's rude, man I really like Taco Bell. And he works on this with, it looks like his brother Jay, and they go through a lot of different musical styles. If you want to know the meaning of it, it's really easy. It's about how much they love Taco Bell, even though how much they know that it's terrible for them. But the cool thing is that they parody a lot of different songs while they sing it. So I think Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen shows up in there. I don't remember exactly where in the song, but I think they actually sing, is it Beef and Cheese that they sing, or... Well, here they have, we got the stuff that'll make your booty go, take that, it'll make you fat. All sorts of like just hilarious parodies of other songs that they mash all into one just to sing about how great Taco Bell is. And I found it here, it's actually My Chalupa, yeah. I'm not going to sing because bad things happen when I sing. Mostly April tells me to stop singing, April being my wife, with excellent musical taste and ability. But yeah, so TB Saga's on there, and I think it's important to note it on No Fun Intended because it highlights this diversity in their style, their willingness to be silly and to just have fun. And I think that makes it powerful, just that they don't have to feel serious and emotional and intense all the time. Sometimes they can just have fun. And if you've been to one of their concerts, you know that that's still the case for Tyler and Josh. I went to a concert just a month or two ago, and they jumped in a giant hamster ball, and Tyler ran across the audience. Like, it was just fun and silly, and I think that's, you know, an important part of who 21 Pilots is. All right, now as far as themes go, I would say some of the dominant themes that I'm seeing in No Fun Intended are love and relationships with other people, a relationship with God, talking about personal depression, being split with who you are, and being conflicted with yourself. We're going to look at the manifestation of several of these in the songs we're about to talk about, which are Drown and Blasphemy. So that should be pretty fun, of course. But I want to take a comment break, see what you guys have been saying, and then we're going to get into those songs, and then we'll open it up for some discussion afterwards. All right, so let's see. Comments. A lot of you guys are talking about beans, which I think is a reference to something that Tyler said in a YouTube video, something about being the smallest bean. All right, so a lot of you guys did go to concert. That's awesome. TB Saga is a metaphor for sharks in the water. Interesting. All right, Tyler and Josh are kids in adult bodies. I will agree with that. What do you guys think are some of the dominant themes of No Fun Intended? Like, what is some of the favorite meaning that you get out of it? Like, how has it touched you personally, just this album? I think that's what I'm really interested in hearing right now. I think it's a metaphor for Tyler's inner struggle. I think you're talking about Taco Bell Saga, or TB Saga, beef and cheese. Beef. Now, you guys are singing in the comments. This is wonderful. Lettuce, my chalupa, beef and cheese. I think he used the guitar set in his electric piano. This is poetry. You guys, I think you're commenting about Taco Bell still. I think we haven't gotten back to the point past Taco Bell Saga. I wish I could write music like him. Natalie says, I heavily agree with that. I wish that I could too. My gosh, he inspires me to write poetry, though. And I think that's the sign of good art, is it inspires you to create art yourself. I love how everyone just quotes some random TOP videos and songs. Sapphire Art says, I actually love that too. To be reminded of some of my favorite songs is a beautiful thing. Alright, it's been like a year or two since I first read it, but I'm still recovering, and help, Lindsay Rowland says, I don't remember what that refers to, but maybe we'll come across it. I know I can't watch Make My Food, drop it on the floor. I think it's... You guys are commenting more TB Saga stuff. Alright, Schizophrenic Pop. Catherine Weaver says, as far as like their genre goes, that's a really good one. Alternative pop is another good genre. Zach Correa says. Claire Fisher says, but sometimes Tyler writes the lyrics before the music, right? I feel like I heard it somewhere that it can start both ways. And I would say that it definitely does. In the interview, he said he usually starts with the music and goes into the lyrics, but in this case, yeah, there are times, I'm sure, when he does start from lyrics, particularly when he recycles, lyrics from old songs. Both Drown and Blasphemy contain portions that you see later in other TOP songs. So I'm sure he starts with the lyrics there and then kind of moves them into the new song. So that's at least one. Small Bean says ukulele screamo as a genre. That is awesome. Masweneba says, if you watch the interview with Deezer, he talks about Eminem and liking him. Him and Josh went to see him in concert, actually. Oh, that's really cool. Maybe the article that I was reading was a little bit older. It was talking about when he first started writing songs. Maybe your interview with Deezer was a little bit more recent. Maybe they started looking into him or something. All right. I like the Beatles. He follows him on Instagram. Metaphorically, Tyler's a whore. Fast food, greasy taco, I love. You guys, awesome comments. More song lyrics. Alright, okay, so I want to see if any of you guys said anything about those themes. So I'm scrolling back to the bottom of my comments list here. Let's see. It was a joke, lol. Schizoid Pop, do a theory on doubt. Tyler inspired me to learn the ukulele. Addict with the uke says, that is awesome. Alright. Someone asks me to explain coconut sharks. I don't even know what that's a reference to. Should I? You guys, crazy. Alright. They're the smallest of beans. The belief in God, Maria Sanchez, as far as the theme goes. Citlali Vasquez says inner struggles. That is really good. Eddie Flannery says, was anyone else at the Charleston concert? I was at the Charlottesville concert. Let's see. So much of it is about the struggle to find meaning. Yes. Catherine Weaver says, him crying out to God. Agreed. I never knew about... Struggle to find faith is a dominant theme, definitely. To me, Logan says, to me, No Fun is intended. no fun intended, is about struggle with believing in God or not. Definitely. Snowball Bear, Drown is really good because of its true desperation and proves that we don't have all the answers. Definitely. Him trying to find purpose, Josie says. And personally, No Fun has helped me reconnect with God and has definitely changed my faith and has helped me get stronger within it, Katrina says. Yeah, okay. You guys, you are awesome, and I think you are touching on the dominant themes here. Claire asks, at the Pop Song Professor, can you name the song with the reused lyrics from Drown? Yes, it is... Oh, I'm getting it mixed up between the two, because I know it's Fall Away and Anathema. I think it's Anathema, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know why I'm forgetting this, like, right here in this moment, but okay, I think it's Fall Away. I think it's Fall Away. Alright. And I'm sure you guys will correct me if I'm wrong. So, yep, you guys are saying Fall Away. Cool. It has been confirmed by the click. Awesome. Alright. Let's go ahead and jump on to the next phase of this, people. We're going to talk about the particular songs, and then we're going to have some open discussion. We're going to talk about planning next week's lesson, and we're going to peace out of here. If any of you guys are just joining us, we are going over No Fun Intended and the historical background, which is a fancy English professor word for where did they come from and what are they talking about, what inspired them to talk about these things. And this is the first class in a series of 5 weeks, the Pop Song Classroom. This is a project that might come up more often, but for now we're just talking 21 Pilots for these 5 weeks. And if you're interested in signing up for those other 4 classes, the easy way to do it, if you can figure out how to work technology, is to go to the popsongprofessor.com. And if you go there, you can click on the hamburger menu, go to Pop Song Classroom, and you register for class right there. One person is already registered while we've been talking, and that is awesome. But once you do that, you'll have to pay $2 for those 4 classes. Try to keep it as cheap as possible. And then 15 to 30 minutes before the beginning of class, enter the classroom, type in the code, and you'll be given a link to go to the actual class. You'll get the code when you register for class. The code will stay the same, and it'll be at 9 p.m. every Tuesday night Eastern Standard Time for the next 4 weeks. We're going to be talking about the other 4 albums. It's going to be freaking lit. Or as I think the click would say, sick as frick. Alright guys, let's go ahead and jump on to... Oh, Small Bean asks, can you sign up at any time? Shark Lover says, my mom won't let me sign up. You should ask your mom if she wants to do it with you. I know that there's at least one family watching this right now, and I think 21 Pilots offers a great opportunity to talk about something cool with the fam. So, don't ever not do what your parents say, but maybe she would be interested in checking it out too. All right, let's go ahead and talk songs here. We got some cool stuff to talk about. We got Drown. And actually, I'm going to pull this back so we can look at the lyrics here. And what I want you guys to do is comment the meaning for this song. Excuse me. Comment the meaning of Drown and your own thoughts about it. But I'm curious mostly, how has it affected you personally? Here's the question, guys. Prompt question. Because I'm an English prof. Making people discuss things is what I do, right? But how has Drown influenced you? All right? And if you haven't heard it before, read the lyrics and tell me what you think about it. So that's 2 questions. Let's see what we got, people. Alrighty. Turn it around. Yes, I have all of your comments right there. That's what's going on. But let's see. Here we go. Alright, so Drown lyrics. We're going to start with Drown. Here I come to you in the very clothes that I killed you in, and now I know I'm alone. I walk to you, rain falls from you. Can you wash me? Can you drown me? I want to be a lot of things, so much pent up inside of me. I want to be stronger. Too long I've sat here undecidedly, planning strategy. Half of me, no, it's all just a fallacy. Failing miserably, drastically, and then I crash dramatically into a wall I've hit 100 times before. Yet I still ignore the dark red bloodstains on the floor, and I'm back in front of you, Lord, with the blood on the floor. Is the blood mine or yours? Don't want to do this anymore. Alright, so obviously, very deep stuff we're talking about here. And we see that he's talking to God as far as these lyrics go. He says he's killed him, which, quick lesson in Christian theology because it's important to understand where 21 Pilots is coming from. Essentially, Christians believe that God made the world, but he made it perfect and without sin, which is essentially evil, right? And evil is not just things that other people don't like. Evil is things that goes against God nature. God's nature. So humans rebelled against him, sin came into the world, and that's why we have death and sickness and all of this stuff. God sent his son. Well, essentially, somebody had to, the penalty of sin is death, essentially, or death meaning separation from God, so eternal death, just basically being cast out into the nothingness. And so to keep that from happening, God sent his son Jesus to save people, right? And essentially, Jesus died on the cross. He took that penalty, and he was the one who had to experience that separation from God. But because he was also God, the Son of God, right? He rose again and was able to come back. Now, what does this mean for Tyler and Josh? It means that humans are still consumed with this sin, and they make mistakes, and they do bad things, and this is a struggle, particularly that we see with Blurryface. And essentially, Tyler here is talking to God and saying, hey, I know that when I sin, it's going against what you want, and I want to be a better person. So that's the quick Christian theology lesson for you guys. Hopefully that helps. So he says, I killed you, and essentially he's saying that, we as humans killed God with our sin, and he asks, can you wash me? I want to be clean of the sin that I've created. I want to be a lot of things. I want to be stronger, so he wants to do what's right inside his own life. And he's asking God, please come and find me and talk to me. There's these dark red bloodstains on the floor. Are they mine from when I have, hurt myself, or are they yours from when I've hurt you? Then we move into the next stanza here. Back and forth between being me and who you call me to be. You see a man free who thinks he has to buy a key. Now, this is interesting for sure, right? There's some dissent in Christian theology about whether God provides salvation or eternal life with him as a free gift, or whether you have to try to be a good person. True Christian theology believes that there's no such thing as being a good enough person to deserve that, right? Because just doing one bad thing just kind of taints a person and separates them from God, and you have to accept Christ's forgiveness of you so that you can be whole again with God, right? So Tyler is saying that I am a person who thinks I have to buy a key, so I have to try to be good, but God is saying, no, you don't have to. Fall down anymore because he's already on the floor, and his heart is broken, and he's talking about himself, and this is his scar, but it's warm from crime because he will try 9 times to realize 9 crimes, but he has more than 9 lives, so he picks himself up and keeps fighting for the prize again. So he keeps trying to rejoin that relationship with God on his own strength, but he can't. So he's coming to God again just to show the blood soaked through my bones and all I own. Is there a way for me to grow? I walk to you, rain falls from you. Can you wash me? Can you drown me, please? So essentially he's saying he wants to be washed so much water because he knows how much of a messed up person he is, and the struggles he has in his mind, the depression that plagues him, the fear, the doubt, all of this stuff. And he wants to be drowned, so he wants to be washed so much that it would be akin to being drowned. All right. And here's the part that comes from Fall Away. Every time I feel selfish ambition is taking my vision from my... Why does it keep on focusing? There we go. We'll try to hold really still. My crime is my sentence. Repentance is taking commission. It's taking a toll on my soul. I'm screaming submission, and I don't know if I'm dying or living. Because I will save a face for name's sake, and abuse grace, take aim to obtain a new name in a newer place. But my name is lame, I can't walk and I ain't the same, and my name became a new destiny to the grave. So essentially he's tried to work this out himself, but he can't, and he's trying to rebuild that relationship with God. They say the ocean's blue, but it's black right now. So something that's very beautiful and inspiring and place that people go for vacation has turned black, and it's like it's alone. It's like he's alone and separated from God. All right, in the dark on the sand looking out at my crowd, depression and drowning, singing now the full parts of lightning reveals where the ocean stops and the sky starts. I've been told by the sky that the ocean I shall win. So the sky represents God, and the ocean is kind of the things he's trying to surmount or struggle with in life. But it's hard for me to see where the ocean stops and where sky begins. A random strike of light reminds me of what is true. But right now the ocean is blacker than black, the sky is too. This is a really depressing portion of what he's talking about here. So this flash of light reminds him of what is true, and he's got to keep fighting to follow God and all this stuff. But the sky has turned black even, so he feels like he's alone. And this is a huge theme in No Fun Intended and in a lot of other 21 Pilots songs, this theme that we feel alone even when we may not be. All right, so that's a big theme in Drown. Let's take a quick look at Blasphemy, and then we're going to go ahead and begin to wrap up today's lesson. All right, here we go. I start to part 2 halves of my heart. Can anybody name what rap what song this is also reused in later on in 21 Pilots' discography. I don't know where I should go, and the tears and the fears begin to multiply, taking time in a simple place, in my bed where my head rests on a pillowcase, and it's said that a war is led, but I forget that I let another day go by. I want to be afraid, but it seems that these days I'm caught underwater, and I'm falling farther. My heart's getting harder. I'm calling my father, and screaming to an empty sky. Empty sky? No way. That's me, because one half of my heart is free. Alright, so what is he talking about here? Boom. He is... Well, first of all, let's see if anybody guessed what it is. Anathema. Excellent. You guys got it right. Well done there. Now, he mentions that pillowcase, and we see later, particularly in Ode to Sleep and in other songs, this sort of like struggle that he goes through every day. So he'll wake up feeling fine, but then by the time, the sun starts to set, he starts to feel depressed, and he has these struggles, and he wants to do the wrong thing, and these depressive thoughts come to his mind, or suicidal thoughts possibly, and he struggles with that. So by the end of the day, he's not really sure who he is or what he believes. He goes through that struggle every night. And so we see the first mention of that here when he says, in my bed where my head rests on a pillowcase, and it said that a war is led, but I forget that I let another day go by. So he's talking about how that day went by, and that war is now being fought there at his bed. And he's calling his father. But is he screaming to an empty sky? Is God even listening? What is going on? That's what's being talked about here. In the chorus, he sings, sing a song but don't believe. Blasphemy is just for me. Hypocrite, take your pick, because the poison's on my lips. It's almost like he's calling himself a hypocrite here and saying, I really want... I'm singing this song about God, but do I really believe blasphemy is just for me? He feels blasphemous by singing this song without feeling like he believes, but he's still singing because he wants to find that belief. And then he asks 4 times, can I understand you? Can he understand God? Even if God showed himself, could he understand him? In verse 2, he talks a lot about how people are building up stuff or careers. But even though they're building up stuff, he says here, it's really, really great line. At your fingertips, no one's lacking stuff, but it's not enough when it seems that we have enough stuff just to blow stuff up. So commercialism and this building up of earthly treasures and things like this is the kind of this rat race that he doesn't want to be a part of, or this seeking for success. And he asks, enough about you, let's talk about me, and how everybody thinks I'm just so free. Free? Did you hear the verse that came first, and how my own body's waging war on me? I bet you didn't know something as absurd. There's a word that is said more than any other word. It's sorry, sorry, and I pray that the word was heard. So he's apologizing to people. But he's saying, I've got this struggle. How can I be free if... how can I be happy searching for this stuff, searching for this career activity, things like this, if my own body is fighting me? And so he's kind of saying, all of you people who are trying to accomplish things in life, if you don't have things right in your own head, if you don't feel peace, what have you even gained? And so he's apologizing here because he's a hypocrite still, because he hasn't figured out how to do this perfectly himself, even though he's telling other people that they should do it. Later on he asks, I want to be alive. When you see my eyes, can I see your eyes? So he's asking, God, show yourself. I want to have belief, but I'm struggling with it, with being able to have it when I can't see you. The outro, I think, is really good. He says, let the water wash away everything that you've become on your knees. Today is gone, and tomorrow is sure to come. Tomorrow is sure to come. I think he's talking to other people who have the same struggle, or even talking to himself. Excuse me. He's saying, and he's kind of talking about water washing away something, right? So he's talking a little bit about drown there. And he's saying, today is gone, and tomorrow is sure to come. So find forgiveness for the mess-ups you've made today, and tomorrow let's try again. All right, people. Obviously, those are my thoughts on it. I want to see what you guys have to say. And there have been just a freaking huge ton of comments. My gosh. Let's see. Oh, hey. I'm So Done just did a super chat. And the super chat did not come through on... Let me make sure I've got super chats coming through. I do not want to forget any of you guys. So yeah. I'm So Done donated $2. Thank you so freaking much. That's the coolest thing. That is the first ever super chat on this channel. And you know what I'm going to put that towards? I'm going to go buy iTunes tracks for the podcast so that I can play the songs while I'm making the podcast. I'm So Done. Thank you so much for that. Let me now go back and make sure I find and answer your question. Where did it go? There it is. Do I have an invite to class? Lol. I'm So Done. Now, I don't know why you asked that. Is that because you won the contest? I'm not exactly sure. Message me, I'm So Done, and let's chat about that, and we'll figure that out for sure. Particularly message me on Instagram. That's the best way to get in contact with me. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about here real quick. We'll get to more of those comments. There's my Instagram. There's my Instagram handle. And just shoot me a message there. That's the best way to get in contact with me. Alternatively, you can just message me on YouTube. It all gets to the same place. All right. So again, I'm so done. That is the coolest thing. Thank you so much for helping me out like that and for helping out the channel. Sweet. All right. Potato Bro says, I think that it means that Tyler wants someone to save him from these thoughts. He is drowning in the questioning thoughts. I think that is a huge part of it, for sure. He's being drowned by, his own feelings and thoughts. Small Bean, I like to be positive about it, but save helps me a lot with my Christianity. I don't know how, but it just has. I'm just a 9-year-old. I don't think too deep. I like to keep things positive. Small Bean, you may be 9, but that doesn't mean you can't think deep. There is freaking no reason why you cannot think deep and you cannot deal with some of these things that's happening here. Now, I would say that maybe you haven't come into contact with a lot of things that require as much deep thought, but even that feels like it's not true. I feel like everybody has. By the time you turn 3, well, maybe 5, there are deep things to think about. And don't talk yourself down like that. But I will say, as much as you can, try to have fun before you have to start worrying about some of the other stuff. But for sure, man, like, you can think deep, for sure. Like, and the fact that you're here on this live stream kind of suggests to me that you wanted to think deep about these songs today. So Small Bean, don't talk about yourself like that. Like, think deep, man. Lindsay Rowland says, have you guys seen the video where Tyler raps Addict with a pen and makes succeed gestures with his mic? I don't think I have. Lily Davis, I think he talks about wanting to kill his sin, but in the process he is blind, so he doesn't realize if he's killing himself, God, or his sin until he's done it. All right. In the process he is blind. I don't know which song that would be from. Oh, Lindsay corrects it to suicidal. Makes suicidal gestures with the mic. That would make a lot of sense. All right, let me see if I can find more of the comments that have to do with these songs. Kaylee says he has sinned so much he needs to be drowned and cleansed in holy water, or even he thinks he should actually be drowned. Perhaps, yeah, maybe he feels like I've messed up so much. Like, God, how could you forgive somebody like me? I should be drowned. But he's saying that, yeah, to be clean, he really does need to be drowned in God's water. Lily Davis says, we're already free with him, but we still try to be good, and sometimes we confuse it. Totally agreed. Lindsay says, I think it might be a reference to how suicidal thoughts are considered a sin in some groups. That could be. I'd say that maybe even a step further, sometimes suicidal thoughts represent a lack of, well, no, I don't even want to go there. Maybe that could be something we talk about later in these other 4 lessons, for sure. I'm so done. Yeah, you were done with me, I think, because I hadn't answered your comment for a while there, but I did get to it, so we're good to go. Potato Bro, I just picked the wrong drown. I'm sorry, I hadn't really listened to No Fun, just self-titled and on. No worries, Potato Bro. You're already a bro, right? Samuel says, maybe it means he is a sinner and he has done so much sins in his life and how he left him, but he is trying to get that relationship back, but he has messed up and he is thinking he should show God. He could show God. Yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility there. He's trying to get that relationship back, but the thing is, he doesn't have to, and that's what he's saying is like, just wash me. That's all. He just needs God to wash him, and then he can start again. Claire says, clear reference to baptism also. With water, wash me, drown me. I think there's another song when he asks God to kill him to start him over and away. And that kind of references the drown part here, too. Yeah, Claire, great stuff. Nobody Cares mentions the baptism section, too. He wants to have faith in God, but his demons are holding him back, and he wants to be free of all his sins and insecurities. Josie says, definitely, selfish ambition is taking my vision. He's lost sight of God. Yeah, because of that like career focus. No, that's really awesome. All right, give a shout out to Meeples. Shout out Meeples. All right, let's see if we can move on to something here. Oh, Christina Seeger says no car radio. We are going to mention car radio before we go. All right, you guys all said anathema when I asked the question earlier. That was awesome. Fine and dandy. The sun will rise, but we'll try again. Explain what the judge means. That would be really good. When we get to Blurry Face in the 5th lesson, we could definitely talk about the judge. I think we should. I think Tyler would be proud of this little group right now, Lindsay says. I really hope so. I hope he wouldn't get mad at me for trying to explain his songs. I've always kind of been afraid of that. And now he can get mad at you guys too because you're explaining them as well. So there we go. We're all in this together, people. Hardened criminals of poetry studying. We're way more intense than I thought we were. All right. Then we started talking about the next song. Oh, what order did we talk about them in? I think it was, we were then talking about, this is embarrassing. Blasphemy. We were talking blasphemy. Yeah, sometimes my brain just kind of fizzes out. All right. He's struggling with expressing his doubt. That's really good stuff. Hi, guys. Will be... Oh, wow, a giveaway. Whoa, that's crazy. Okay, but that's not on topic. Please notice me and do clear, Tina says. Notice. I think I lost track of where I was in the comments. Are we doing car radio? Christina says, definitely. Noah says, I feel at home with these Click members. Me too. This is really great. All right. You know what, guys? We're actually running out of time, and I'm having a hard time finding the blasphemy comments. I really want to find them, but I'm going to say probably the best way we can appreciate these blasphemy comments. Go and check these out and take a look at what other people are saying, because this, guys, I'll tell you right now, look at this right here. You guys are creating something beautiful. And this is something right here that English professors just, like, they dream about all day long. And that's talking in class and having discussions. So I know this isn't a proper class. We're all equals here. I'm not like your professor or something like that. But just the fact that you guys are talking about this is just amazing. It blows my mind. I cannot wait tomorrow to go to work or to the conference that I'm going to tomorrow, or talk to professors on Monday and just talk to them about what you guys are doing here, because this is beautiful. Samuel asks, is his albums are about God and his relationships? Definitely. And asks, is he very confused with his relationship with God? Please answer. Yeah, he is confused. He's confused, like, should I believe in God? Do I believe in God? Do I believe in God right? These are all questions he has. All right, let's see. Evan asks, are you recording this for later because I got to go? Definitely. It is. It's going to still be up. Please notice me and do clear. We already mentioned that. All right, I'm going to go down to the newest of the new comments and see what's going on here. Just make sure that I have responded to all super chats. I think I have. Yep, we're all good there still. Oh, Potato Bro says, you're not our professor, you're our friend. Exactly, that's what I want. That's beautiful. Claire asks, is the listener of the song The Hypocrite? Now, she's referring to a place in the lines here where in the chorus he sings, sing a song, but don't believe blasphemy is just for me. Hypocrite, take your pick, because the poison's on my lips. He very possibly could be saying that we are all hypocrites together, calling his audience a hypocrite, but I don't think he's the kind of person who would say, you're a hypocrite and I'm not. So I think at the very least he's saying, I am a hypocrite, you're a hypocrite, we're all hypocrites. But I think that's a really good question to ask. All right, I'm going to look at the most recent comments now. So are the paid for ones going to be archived a lot? Lily Davis asks, are the paid for lessons going to be archived? That is a really good question, and we will get to that probably at the end. That's a really, really good question. I've registered for the class. Will I be able to watch a class that I've missed live? Definitely, Kristen. You'll get the link to each of them every week, so if you don't save the link, I can email it to you. But that is something that we'll talk about in just a second. Ariana asks, is it talking about holy water? And I think you're talking about drown. Tyler isn't Catholic, so holy water doesn't really come into his theology necessarily. I think he's from a non-denominational church, which tends to be, as Tim Hawkins, if any of you know him, would say, a Baptist church with a cool website, which I think is pretty funny. So it wouldn't have necessarily been a holy water. It would just be like water from God. And God often, we often in Christian theology or symbolism talk about water being something used to wash people. So it kind of works there. All right. You might want to invest in some screen capture software instead of having to aim your camera at the screen. Definitely agree with that, Special K. Potato Bro asks, is it $2 for all classes or per class? It's for all classes. Okay. We're going to talk just like open discussion in just a second. Let's finish up our conversation on Drown and Blasphemy, and then we're going to move right along. So just to summarize Drown and Blasphemy, I wanted to point out some of the songs that they also relate to in the 21 Pilots canon. Blasphemy has clear allusions to Ode to Sleep when he talks about bedtime and that mental struggle. Trees, when he asks, has God deserted me? And commercialism and career stuff refers to stressed out, where like we have to be an adult and we have to grow up, but it's not that fun, right? Then Drown has references also to Fairly Local, where he wants to be a stronger version of himself, and Trees, where he feels like he's alone. So there's some definite connections there, and we can see the early seeds of who 21 Pilots was going to be started out as early as Tyler's high school year, or his senior year in high school. And those are going to go and grow and be new ideas further on and on and on as he creates new albums and songs. So it's really, really great. But yeah, that concludes the discussion today about this. I just want to have open discussion with you guys, so feel free to ask questions about what we've talked about or about anything else. And I'll try to touch on these as much as possible. As always, super chats will be definitely answered as soon as I find them, right? But I'm So Done may still be bitter. I hope you're not bitter, I'm so done. But it did take me a little bit to find it, but I did find it. So we're good there, right? But I'm not leaving just yet. I do want to say, if you guys have requests, next week we're going to be talking about self-titled. Yeah, we're going to be talking self-titled. So are there songs on self-titled? If you're going to be in the class next week, are there songs on self-titled that you want to talk about that you think would be important? And are there themes in there? I want to look at the comments that you guys have for that. While you're commenting that, though, if you want to join next week's class, you can always go to popsongprofessor.com. This is right about when screen capture software would be helpful. Go to Popsong Classroom, and right here, you register for class. The whole thing, the next 4 classes, we'll be talking about the other 4 albums, the themes, the songs, tons of stuff. It will only cost $2. Today's live stream took a little bit longer, but it'll be right around 35 minutes next time. So you can sign up there. It only costs $2. You'll be able to do all of those, and every week the link that you'll get a code, and you'll go back to that one screen about register, and you'll instead click on join the class, and you'll get that code. You'll type it in, and 15 to 30 minutes before class starts, you'll get access to the class, and then you'll have access to that video for the whole next week until the next one goes live. And if you ever lose one and you're signed up, I can always email it to you too. My email is clifford@popsongprofessor.com, so it's easy to remember if you guys have questions. Also, Instagram is a great place to follow me. This is my Instagram, Clifford Stummy is how you find it. And I've got cool pictures. And also, people are messaging me right now on Instagram from this live stream and following me, and that is a wonderful feeling that we can continue sharing our lives with each other. All right, so I'm going to look at some comments here. We're going to have a few minutes of open discussion. And then we are going to peace out of here, people, and get some sleep. I have to wake up at 4 o'clock tomorrow, and so does April, to fly out to Portland, Oregon, which is going to be awesome. And so I do need that sleep, and I still need to pack. So that is also something. But it's gone long, right? Because we have such a good time together. So let me look at some of your questions. I love reciting car radio when I feel anxious or scared. TOP fan, I understand with you that, because I have also recited it or holding on to you when I felt that way too. Fidget S, I'm not sure what a non-denominational church would be. Sorry, I'm not Christian. No worries, it's just a church that doesn't identify with a denomination. Typically, denominations are groups of Christians that believe a set doctrine. These ones don't like to associate themselves, and they do believe something, but they just don't want to write it down with a bunch of other people. They want to do their own thing. Facundo Tarkea says, how are you so smart? You know, like, looking at your comments, there's a lot of smart people here, so that's a good question to ask everybody. Personally, I've read a lot of books, and I like talking about this, and I surround myself with people who are smarter than me. Okay, so I'm going to start writing down some of these. Truce and blasphemy. Well, blasphemy... Alright, so I'm just going to write down names, and I'll confirm later that they are on the album. Tyler is a perfect example of a Christian existentialist, Kristen says. That's a really good point. I like that, yeah. Pop Song Professor, can you just give the name for the song that are connected to blasphemy? I'm not used to take note anymore. Blasphemy, Ode to Sleep, Trees, and Stressed Out are the 3 that I found the most connection to. Can we talk about reused lyrics? We definitely can. That could be a conversation that comes up. Sorry, I ain't got no money. I'm just a teenager without the ability to pay online. No worries. Plenty of other videos on this channel. Alright. Love to do before you start your day, please. Before you start your day. Before you start... So I'm just taking requests for songs that we should go over when we talk self-titled. Question, can we gift a membership to the class? Mo Swaniba? Yeah, you definitely can. If you want to gift a membership to the class, just email me. We'll set that up, and that should be pretty simple. Yeah, no, definitely. That would be great. The community is beautiful here. Do 21 Pilots talk about God in general or for his belief? Definitely. Both, I'd say, Samuel. Fall Away is a request. Isle. Implicit demand for proof. Addict. Isle. Early Deep Songs, Christina says. The Pantaloon. Oh gosh, there's so many. I'd forgotten that people are going to want to do so many. This is going to be wonderful. Taxi Cab. Oh gosh, Taxi Cab. I love Taxi Cab. Misbeliever. The Judge, Gabriel, is not in self-titled, but it would be a good one to explain on the regular channel. All right. I think I've gotten some written down. That's awesome, guys. Do you guys have any questions or thoughts? We're going to close up shop here in 3 minutes. So do you have questions or thoughts? Don't forget, as you're writing those questions, where did it go? You can still register for the next 4 classes on 21 Pilots. We're going to get deeper into the themes and the meanings. Pop Song Professor, I know I've showed some of you guys this a lot, but there are people who are new showing up, and I want to make sure that everybody knows how to be a part of this. This is a huge experiment. I don't think this has ever been done before, a live stream pop music literature class that people from around the world can sign up for. And I think there will be a lot to talk about. I know my professor friends at Liberty, the school that I teach at, are very excited to hear how this goes. So let's see what kind of questions you guys have, and then let's peace out of here. All right. Are you going to do another Kahoot, Daniela asks. I am definitely going to do more Kahoots. That was so freaking fun. That was great. All right. Every single one. Oh, wait. We doing regional only. Regional is 2 lessons from now. Next one is self-titled. I love Taxi Cab, Kristen says. Yes. Based off this class, I'm going to be really happy the next 4. Aaron K says, I'm so glad. That's awesome. Claire says, you know what we should do? Talk about all the songs. You know what? We'll see. Maybe we can list the meaning of each one of them. I'm going to write all down, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we won't go through each one of them in depth, but we'll see. Eddie says, BRB. I hope you're back by now, Eddie, because I'm about to do something amazing. I'm just kidding. I'm not. All right, Doubt says, dude, this is amazing. Can't wait for the next class. Thank you so much for doing this. Awesome. So glad that you're here. School asks, what's your favorite TOP song? It is Car Radio. I wish I had someone who liked TOP as much as me. I could hang around over breaker stuff, Small Bean says. Don't we all, for real? Have you heard of Dodie Clark? I think you should check her out when you have a chance, Ariana says. I'll write that down. Appreciate the suggestion. I love suggestions. Remember, I'm always listening. Love this channel. Thanks, Samuel. All right. Am I missing any other comments here? Oh, man, there's so many questions, and I've got to wrap this up because I've got to get to bed. Splashy, sorry. Have you done one on Heavy Dirty Soul? I've done a blog post, and I've done a part of a video. I talked about Blurry Face. Oh, actually, I did the music video. Yeah, no, I did the music video. That was really, really fun. It's around here on the channel. Do you play any instruments? Yes. I'm bad at the ukulele, guitar, piano, and keyboard. I just arrived in the stream. I didn't know it was about self-titled. Yes. Okay, good. Favorite TOP song, Car Radio or Holding On To You. I love it too, Kristen, the rap. You guys are talking to each other. I won't intrude. What is your denomination, if you don't mind all 50 of us knowing? It's Presbyterian right now. I grew up Baptist, but it's Presbyterian now. Claire says make the next Kahoot harder. This one was just for starter. Okay, here's the deal. Self-titled Kahoot is going to be just about self-titled, and it's going to be tougher. There you go. Trapdoor. We'll definitely have to do that eventually here. All right, some of you guys saying thank you, which is awesome. I thank you for being here. If you can't afford to pay for the class but want to go, email me. Hey guys, Mo Sweniba, put her email there. Email her. She will help people to go to this class. That is awesome. And Mo Sweniba, email me too, and we can chat about this and see what we can make happen here. All right. I'm actually really excited. Is Message Man really Message Man? Yeah, I think it is with the comma. I wish I could be in real life friends with everyone here. Wouldn't that be awesome? Okay, last couple of comments. Contact me too. I'll help Ashley Shimp. Wow, guys, message Ashley Shimp. She's going to help people go to the class too. Ashley and Mosin Wiba, whose name I cannot pronounce. That is so cool. You guys are really the greatest. The GOAT, shall we say. The greatest of all time. All right. Cool. Guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up for tonight. Thank you so much for everybody being here. Thank you for showing up. This has been a wonderful experience for me. I cannot wait for next Tuesday. And just for all of the other, cool stuff that's going to be happening with this channel and where we're going. Fidget S says I could try to help as well. DM me on Twitter, Fidget S. So there's somebody else trying to help people afford this class. You guys are the coolest. I love Addie's comment. I'm going to see if I can find $2 somewhere on my couch. You guys are just freaking wonderful. You all have a wonderful day and a wonderful night. Again, you all mean a ton to me, and the fact that you're here for this is just fantastic. And I appreciate you guys. Have just a great day and a great night. Sleep well, and I'll talk to you guys later.